Is this not the house that burnt down like 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I live right around the corner. I was coming to tell you that you had a great house.
She walked up to a complete stranger, slapped him in the face, tried to throw hot coffee on his pregnant wife, and still went home thinking she did nothing wrong. That's not a scene from a movie. That happened at a Panera Bread in the suburbs of Chicago, and the whole thing was caught on camera. We live in a world where entitlement has become a spectator sport. People all over America are pulling out their phones, hitting record, and capturing some of the most unhinged public meltdowns you will ever see.
A 64-year-old woman has been charged with 2 counts of hate crime and 1 count of disorderly conduct following an incident at a Panera Bread just outside of Chicago, according to Downers Grove Police. It was partially recorded in this video.
Call the police.
And when the target is a couple, 2 people just trying to live their lives, the outrage hits differently. Today, we're breaking down some of the most jaw-dropping, caught-on-camera incidents where a Karen completely lost it on a couple in public. These aren't rumors. These aren't exaggerated online stories. These are documented, viral, real-life confrontations where regular people became targets, and where cameras made sure the world got to see exactly what went down. Let's start with one that made headlines all across the country and landed the woman behind it with 2 felony charges.
An attack was caught on camera in Downers Grove, and it was all over a sweatshirt supposedly supporting Palestine. A husband and his pregnant wife say they were yelled at, slapped, and had a coffee thrown on them. Now Downers Grove police are on the case.
The Panera Bread attack, Downers Grove, Illinois, November 2024. Wasim Zaran and his pregnant wife were just grabbing lunch. That's it. They walked into a Panera Bread in Downers Grove, a quiet suburb outside Chicago, and Zaran happened to be wearing a hoodie with the word Palestine printed on the back. That one word was all it took. A 64-year-old woman named Alexandra Shostakovich approached the couple. According to Zaran, she whispered an expletive about Palestine under her breath as they passed. Then she came back, this time louder, more aggressive, and completely unhinged. She started screaming profanities, getting in the couple's faces, demanding to know if they were Palestinian. When Zaran confirmed they were, she reportedly said, and this is a direct quote, F Palestine and F you.
And as we're ordering our food, we placed our order and started walking to go pick it up. And then this woman saw me wearing a Palestinian hoodie, kind of like this. It just has like a country and a name behind it. Yeah. And she said F Palestine to me and F you. And then at first I didn't know what she said, so I was smiling at her and like asking what she said. I thought she said something nice to me. But then she came closer to me and went to my face and said, "Are you Palestinian?" Which I said yes. And then she said, "F you, F Palestine."
The whole incident was caught on both cell phone video and Panera's surveillance cameras. Zaran later told reporters that he did everything he could to not touch her back because he knew that the moment a strong brown man laid hands on a woman, the narrative would flip and he'd become the story. The video went viral. Shostakovich was arrested at her home the very next day. She was charged with 2 felony hate crime counts and 1 count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct. But the nightmare didn't end there for the Zaran family. Wasim said he started receiving death threats, with messages saying things like, "I hope your baby dies." He was the victim, and he was still being punished for it. You'd think threatening someone with a federal judge would be the most outrageous part of a story, but with Karens, there's always a twist. The Bagpipe Karen, Houston, Texas, May 2025. Scott Gibb is a man from Scotland who has lived in Houston for years. He inherited a set of bagpipes from his grandfather, and he loves to play them along the Terry Hershey Park Trail and Memorial, a scenic wooded stretch just outside the city. By his own account, Texans generally love the sound of the pipes. Neighbors, joggers, dog walkers. Most people stop, smile, and keep moving. Most people. On the evening of May 26, 2025, a 76-year-old woman named Eunice Isgur heard Gibb playing in a secluded area of the park and decided it was her personal mission to shut him down. She marched over to him, got within inches of his face, and started recording him on her phone while screaming that he had no right to play in a public park.
Everyone I meet in the park, say nice things. She literally got her phone, put the flashlight on, and shoved it right in my face and blinding my eyes while I was playing. She started verbally abusing me again. and saying that her husband was coming down. He's a federal judge.
When Gibbs stood his ground, she pulled out her trump card. "I'm going to call my husband," she told him. "He's a federal judge, and he's going to make you stop." Now, here's the thing. Her husband, Marvin Isger, actually is a U.S. District Bankruptcy Judge in the Southern District of Texas. She called him. He showed up. But before that, Gibbs' wife arrived on the scene and pulled out her own phone to start recording. The moment Isger realized she was being filmed, she snapped. She turned on Gibbs' wife and swiped directly at her face, striking her arm. That's assault. Full stop. And while she was trying to grab Gibbs' wife's backpack, Isger tripped and fell, ending up with a black eye that showed up clearly in her mugshot photo. The couple then continued following Gibbs' wife down the trail as she tried to walk away, on camera, with her husband present. Eunice Isger was arrested and charged with misdemeanor assault. The irony? She came to that park with all the power in the world.
She swung at her. My wife managed to get her arm to defend herself. Then she started to grab my wife's backpack and they basically fell onto the ground.
A federal judge on speed dial, and she still ended up in handcuffs. Scott Gibb, he went right back to the park and kept playing his bagpipes. "You can't have people so disrespectful," he said, attacking for no reason at all. Some stories don't involve physical assault, they involve something that cuts just as deep. The parking lot meltdown, Albuquerque, New Mexico, August 2023. A young man and his girlfriend were crossing the street at the Coronado Center Mall in Albuquerque. There was a clearly marked crosswalk. There was a sign telling drivers they had to yield. A woman in a car ignored the sign, didn't stop, and nearly ran them over. When the couple made it to their car, the woman followed them, and then she unleashed.
Away from my car. I'll call my dad right now. What are you gonna arrest me for? Trespassing. Trespassing. I'm getting the fuck out of here. With this.
Yes, dude. This is getting old. Yeah, for real. Let's go. This is getting super old. Let's go.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna arrest you for trespassing.
I'm riding a scooter, so shut up.
This is.
I don't give a fuck. I'm riding a scooter. What are you coming at me aggressively for? What am I doing?
Because you've been aggressive.
This is my car.
Then get the.
So mind your business. Maybe if you were doing your job, then you'd understand.
I'm so sorry.
So you ghetto ass walking up to me like you're gonna.
I'm so sorry.
No, get off me and let me put my back. I'm pretty sure this scooter is under my name.
You can take the scooter out.
You can take the scooter out.
Way after they decked him in the face, you worthless. You want to come after us? Oh, I'm coming at you because I'm a big fat. Shut up, you white. Oh, but yeah, you guys are letting someone drive away after they want to drink and drive. Yeah, get him out.
Standing in the middle of a busy mall parking lot, she screamed racist insults at the couple, loud enough for bystanders to hear, unbothered by who was watching. The young man, who posted the incident on TikTok, recorded the woman mid-rant. The video exploded. Within days, it crossed 2 million views. 2 million people watched this woman scream at a couple in a parking lot. What if it wasn't just one encounter? What if a woman targeted the same family over and over again for more than a year? The Ring doorbell. Karen, St. Louis, Missouri, 2022 to 2023. This story didn't start on a street or in a parking lot. It started at someone's front door, and it kept going and going and going until a young woman named Fatima Suarez had had enough.
"I'm coming back. You wait and see. Get out! It's my home!"
Fatima's family is of Mexican descent. They'd been living in their St. Louis home without incident, until a woman named Judy Klein, 54, decided they didn't belong there. Klein had once lived in that home decades earlier, and for reasons that defy all logic, she became fixated on the idea that it was still hers. Over the course of more than a year, Klein showed up at the family's front door repeatedly. She rifled through their mail. She screamed directly into their Ring doorbell camera. She yelled things like, "You're not American, get off of my property," and even more unhinged.
Dad said that my little sister that was 4 years old at that time, that she yelled at him like, "There's a lady in the backyard." Then he started hearing like the windows breaking and the dryer breaking.
Closely at the door, you can see what look like scuff marks from the hammer in this video.
Did you have something to do with 9/11? The family didn't know her. They'd never spoken to her before any of this started. But things escalated into something far more dangerous. On January 5th, 2022, Klein showed up at the back of the house armed with a hammer. She used it to smash through the basement door window, entered the home, and started destroying property, striking the family's dryer repeatedly with the hammer. A family member managed to shut and lock an interior door before she could reach the stairs. Fatima posted the Ring camera footage to TikTok. It exploded. Millions of people watched, and the public pressure forced law enforcement to act. Klein was charged with 3 felonies: first-degree burglary, property damage, and unlawful use of a weapon. She was eventually sentenced in 2024, receiving 5 years of probation and ordered to remain in a nursing home facility where she was receiving mental health treatment.
Some illegal paperwork, because I know you didn't buy this house, you don't have enough money.
It's kind of scary.
I'm absolutely shocked.
5 years of probation for breaking into a family's home with a hammer. Fatima Suarez said it best when she told reporters, "I'll do anything to protect my parents. I don't want them to ever feel uncomfortable in their own home." This next one became a national moment, not just for what it showed, but for what the woman said when she got caught.
Ma'am, I'm not attacking you. You flipped me off and you thought you could get away with it. You didn't think I would find you. She literally flipped me off and then she tried to come home. She's Karen. Karen, would you like to calm down and have a conversation? Why you... Am I attacking her?
I have a black husband. Seattle, Washington, 2020. Carlos Dillard, a black gay man, was driving in the Seattle area when a woman cut him off, flipped him off, and allegedly called him the N-word before realizing he was filming her. When she saw the camera, she bolted in the other direction, but Carlos kept filming, and then he drove to her apartment building. When she stepped out of her car and saw him, the waterworks turned on instantly. She walked toward him, got in his face, and started crying and screaming at the same time. A full performance.
So you can go around the city and flip people off and cut me off. Can I speak to you? She flipped me off 3 blocks away, and then she slammed on her brakes. She literally flipped me off. She cut me off. I have it on camera. Ma'am, listen about what?
Call me a Karen at this point, and he won't even be done.
Now I want to hear from you. Which of these incidents made your jaw drop the hardest? Drop it in the comments below. If this video had you fired up, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see it. And if you want more real stories like these every single week, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next one we're covering might just be the most unbelievable story yet.